So I ask you to guess the size. You have not guessed yet.
Positionless.
I am asking about size. Size. Okay, somewhere.
75 micron.
25 microns. Any other guess? I will say 2 millimeter. Do you agree? Definitely not. Definitely not. So it is going to be less than 1 millimeter, and it is actually the one passing through 425 micron Indian standard C. So this is technically called as minus 425 micron meter size. We use minus indicating particles are having size either equal to or lesser than that particular size. Okay, minus 425 micron size. Clear? So now we are entering into the third procedure, which is again an alternative. Which is called pycnometer. So this is basically a jar of 900 millimeters, and definitely its mouth is wider, with the very objective of using the soil specimen as it is. That is the advantage of this particular test procedure. When it was distilled density bottle, we need to extract the specimen which is passing through 425 micron sieve. But when it is pycnometer, we can straight away use the pulverized soil mass. There is no need of any sieving. Advantage number one. So now, as far as procedure is concerned, it is going to have, as far as the setup is concerned, jar provided with a conical cap, and in between what you are finding is the rubber gasket to ensure what is called leak proofness. Otherwise there is going to be leak. So we are going to place it, and there is going to be again a cap. With the help of which we are actually tightening and then taking observations. We discussed in the theory class, after all, why this conical cap is required. What will happen if it is a flat cap? I made it very clear even at that point of time. When you are trying to fill this up to here, if you take this depth, will there be any hydrostatic pressure acting? Definitely, there will be hydrostatic pressure. Depending upon the depth, there is going to be corresponding hydrostatic pressure. Hydrostatic pressure will act normal to the surface. It's a Pascal's pressure. Normal to the surface. And what is the advantage of having this conical surface? The advantage is when you take this point, there is going to be what's called hydrostatic pressure acting at this point. That is going to push by chance any what's called air bubbles trapped in this corner. That driving out will be taken care by the hydrostatic pressure. Okay, so if it is a flat cap, we require to make special effort in order to take out that entrapped air bubbles. So that is the intelligence as far as this test is concerned. So now when we talk about the procedure is all the 4 steps are going to be similar. So we have already taken W1, and then we are going to transfer certain amount of soil solids. Again, how much is the question? So definitely in this case also your governing is going to be about 1/5 in terms of height. I have taken little extra. So it's better if it is smaller. Why? Even in the previous case we required to gently stir. Here also we are going to gently stir. So in this case we are actually going to add water. Again to what level? To a level up to 50% in terms of height. 50% in terms of height. Then what is the procedure adopted here? With the help of this stirring rod, I am trying to stir. Everything should be done in a systematic manner. Okay? So I am stirring clockwise. Once in a while I am reversing my stirring direction. What is the purpose of doing all this? To make the particles separated so that water enters in. And you could able to see all these are going to be the bubbles, air bubbles that are expelled out or that have come out. Like this, I am going to stir it for about 10 to 15 minutes, and once I am satisfied that the entire pore air is driven out, you can see the bubbles, entire pore is driven out. Then you are going to even wash this rod because particles will be attached to this, and then you make up water up to the top surface. Incidentally, this sample is consisting of organic matter also, and when you are, whoever has time, you can take out all these kind of things just by sending it out. Okay, so now I have filled it up to about 1-2 millimeter lesser, and as I said, if you want to remove, you are welcome to remove, and then you are going to place it. You are going to put the screw. This is glassware, Amma, you have to handle it carefully. Okay, each one costs you around 500 to 1000 rupees. Why to waste money? More than money, it troubles your next batchment. I have tightened to the extent required. No Bahubali acts. Okay, so then I am going to fill it through this under space. In the theory class, I made it very clear why this small opening is placed. Why not more bigger opening? Because we are expecting a meniscus to form, and as far as distilled water is concerned, so the moment it spills out, indicating that the entire volume is filled, and this meniscus should be stable, seen stable, so that the entire volume is occupied. It is guaranteed that volume is occupied. Again, you have to do what's called wiping and then cleaning on all the sides. Okay, and if you want to leave for about 5-10 minutes, you leave so that even small film is there, that will also get dries out, and then go for your W3. Once W3 is taken, you are opening, and then the way I emptied the contents, you are also emptying the contents, washing, and then filling it only water. That's going to be your W4. Now the most important point to note here is, this procedure is suitable for all those soils which will actually get separated when we stir them. What are going to be classical examples of such soils? All cohesionless soil mediums will exhibit easy separation, sands, gravels. But when it comes to clay, as I mentioned to you before, the moment you add water, there will be water that will remain stagnant, and with great effort, if you want to stir, in spite of 2 to 3 hours of great effort also, it is not guaranteed that pore is expelled out from the minute voids present in clay. So therefore, this test procedure is suitable for cohesionless soil mediums. Okay, it is not recommended for cohesive soil mediums because expulsion of pore is totally by stirring only. Okay, so this is first thing to note. And when you want to compare these two, this is suitable for any type of soil medium, provided we can extract soil specimen, the one passing through 425 microns. Let it be cohesionless, let it be cohesive, doesn't matter, we can perform. If we know that it is cohesive, we change the medium from distilled water to kerosene. That's how we are going to find out this important property called as the specific gravity. Range of specific gravity for this kind of inorganic soil medium. These are inorganic. What the food we eat, the trees, all living organisms, they are all coming under organic bodies, but these are inorganic soil mediums. Okay, inorganic mediums. The range is going to be 2.40 to 2.80. Interestingly, upper limit is for clays and lower limit is for cohesionless mediums. Why is it so? Because ultimately the weight of this single grain occupying this volume is governed by the mineralogical composition present inside this volume. Okay, so is it what's called silica, hornblende, feldspar, or you can say even what's called iron, So all these magnesium, all these are going to decide